Alright, welcome to the introduction of solid structure of Originium lecture. Whether you are a student inside the Victoria National University or if you are a student outside of the university just watching this on a public platform, thank you very much for joining and watching the lecture. I will be delivering these lectures to you in this small topic. My name is John Smith and I am a senior lecturer in Originium Physical Chemistry. And if you ever wanted to contact me, you might find me in my office or send me an email at jsmith@vnu.ac.vt. But if you are a public member, please do not send an email to me because it will usually get blocked by my email system in the university and I wouldn't be able to receive it. And even if I do receive it per regulation on the lectures from the university, I cannot respond email regarding teaching to people outside of the university. If you have a question, just post the question in the comment section or on the forum. I'm sure somebody will be helpful to respond to your question. If you are a student, you can pop me a message on Macro Hard Teams or just find me to chat face to face. My room is in Sir Mike Vincent building, room L884, and I'm in the Department of Origin Studies. In this very first video of this whole series of lectures, I'm not going to talk about anything in specific. I'm not going to go into series in specific, and those are for later videos. In this one, it's just giving you an overview and at a glance of how this is going to look like. So as written on the slides, there are 8 lectures, 2 lab sessions, and 2 tutorials in solid structure course, and these 8 lectures are divided into smaller videos like this one. By the end of the course, you should be able to understand the basic ways that we use to describe the solid structures of crystalline origin. You should be able to interpret and draw the projections and the unit cell of those crystallines. You should also be able to understand how XRD work in theory and also utilize the machines to actually perform the hands-on labs. That's what I have just been talking about, and how to use it to analyze the 3D structure of solid origin. You should also be able to explain how the unique structure that origin has gives out the resulting high energy output of it in industry and how it related to simple origin arts in daily life. We're not going to go into the complex origin arts that you see in the Venturi College. They are crazy about the origin arts. We're just going to talk about some simple arts in this course, and if you progress onto the next few years level, you should be able to see how that works in a more higher standard. And last but not least, you should be able to understand how Originium acquired the ability to grow. How is it possible for it to act differently to other ores and for it to interact with organic substance and human body to grow and cause people to be infected. If you just have interest in this, or if you just want to read more, these are the 2 books that I will recommend you to read, and as well as Inorganic Chemistry and Atkins Physical Chemistry. And I have to say 2 things. First, this is not the actual reading list. The actual reading list is in your handbook, and you have to find it over there. It's much more longer than this one. And the second is that this is going beyond the scope. So yeah, these 2 only if you are interested. Okay, so at this stage, you might actually want to ask, why do we actually need to study the solid structure of the Originium? And I've actually stick a quote from Ryan Lab over here. You can read it yourself. I'm not going to read it out for you. This structure that Originium has, the unique structure that it has, allows it to bear energy, and basically all of the energy, not all if you want to be specific, but at least most of the energy that we have right now, especially the energy that is required to power the nomadic cities around here and help us to avoid catastrophes, are actually all powered by Originium. And for it to possess such energy, it actually need to have this special structure in itself that allows it to grow with organic structure, and also allows it to basically utilize the organic structure and convert that into the energy it stores. And without us actually knowing how this structure works and how is it like in the structure, we'll never be able to actually extract energy from it. And in addition to that, if we don't understand the solid structure of the Originium arts wouldn't exist. And we wouldn't be able to use it, no matter it's for civilian use or it's for like military use. And like our daily life, the convenience wouldn't exist. Or if for the Regard Academy next door, they wouldn't exist because they wouldn't be able to use it for military use. Millions of people would die earlier in pain if we do not understand the structure, and because that actually gives an idea on how to treat it. Like what Rhode Island have been doing is they are trying to find like a cure for the infection, and also right now, because of our understanding in the structure of Originium, they are able to develop the most advanced treatment process to slow the infection getting further. Yeah, so understanding the structure of Originium is very important. And now I'm going to give you an introduction to crystallines, and I'll have to make a clarification here. Although the title of this course is called Solid Structure, we will only be talking about crystallines in the first year course. And it's because this course repeated on later years, and in later year we'll talk about more about the Originium as a solid and itself and how it reacts and all those properties that it has. But right now we're going to focus on the basic, which is called the crystalline. And crystalline, if you have to define it, is a simple pattern that's formed by different molecules packing repeated forms. So see the picture over here is repeated again and again. And of course, this is not what Originium looks like. It looks in a much more different way. And it can be regular or irregular. We will only consider the regular part here just for simplicity and introduction. Of course, we can use drawing to show it. And now I'm going to give you a brief introduction on X-ray diffraction. So if you consider about what I've just talked about and consider about the picture that I showed on the last slide, the atoms are packed in like different layers. So if you think about this X-ray coming in here, and then it hits the first atom and then it got diffracted back, and then the second layer came between the atoms and it hits the second one and then got diffracted back too. But then in this one you have the path difference, because you can see on the picture the second ray travels slightly longer than the first ray, so that's gonna adjust the period of the incoming X-ray, and because it has a different period, it will interfere with each other when it came out, and this will cause the intensity of the wave to change. And when the center picks up, we can go through a series of mathematical calculation, and Bragg's law is used here, but that's more specific stuff we will explain in the next few lectures, and you just have to know that this is something that we will learn. Alright, so I'm going to give you an introduction on the unit cell. Again, we'll talk about this more in depth in the upcoming lectures, so you don't really have to pay much attention here, it's just an introduction. Unit cell is basically something that's very simple, and if we dig it down to the fundamental stuff, it's usually the fundamental one. Sometimes we wanted to see it clear, so we draw it in different ways. And it's the smallest block that we can have is the motif, and if we repeat this motif side by side, top, bottom, left, right, all the way on, we've created the actual lattice. So we repeat it to create the infinite lattice. And just to make it clear for you, I'm going to try to draw it, and hopefully you can see it clear because I draw really bad. Okay, let me see. This is a cube over here, and then if we put one atom on each corner, that forms something like this. And right now I'm just going to extend the cubes. Yeah, something like that. And if I put it on by on, because it has on every corner, so yeah, something like that. And if I put two on over here, it's gonna have the same one over there, yeah, like that. Alright, so I draw really bad. Hopefully that doesn't make it more confusing for you. And I have to make it clear to you that Originium packs in a very different way compared to this. This is simple cubic, and this is not what Originium crystalline looks like. We will learn about the specific ways in future lectures. And it's that kind of specific way that allows Originium to interact with organic substance and have those special properties. Alright, so that's some fundamental ideas that we want you to know before we start anything deeper into the lecture. And of course, we'll be talking about those stuff much more in depth in the next few lectures. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this introduction and hope you are looking forward to the course. And thank you for now, and see you later in the next video of this lecture. Bye bye.